What I like to do is when I first import records, you just want to quickly look to see if it is a record that you want to pursue or not based on two pieces of information: how much there is in surplus and what type of owner is it. Is it a individual or is it a business? Or if the owner name says something like estate of, or it might say that the owner is deceased, maybe I don't want to ever pursue those types of records. So I will just look at the owner name so I know what type and how much in surplus. And if there's anything, I'm going to just say that the second one, I'm going to go ahead and pretend like I don't want to see that one. So what I would want to do is click the edit button. It's the status that we're going to change. So we want to go to claim status and notes. And on the status dropdown, I'm going to choose ignore record and submit. That's going to bring me back to the list of records. And you see how I can still see it here because I don't have any filters set to tell me what I do or do not want to see. And you can always choose many different filters. And I highly suggest that you go ahead and set one filter of the current status right here. I want to show show records that does not contain ignore record. So once I choose filter, this ignore record should be removed from this list. I'll just do it right now. And there we go. So I suggest you always keep this one here, and then if you want to if you want to filter other records, add another one. Just choose this, how many you want to do, and just wait a moment, another box will pop up. So always keep current status, doesn't contain, ignore record, and then add other filters as necessary. Like if I want to, right now I only want to see Duval County. I would go to county. So show me the records where the county is, and if I choose is, you have to make sure you type it in exactly correct. Or I could just put contains, and then I can just put Duval. Click on filter, and now only the Duval County one is showing. So now I want to work on this record. I want to open it up fully, so that's all I see, not just the list. I'm going to click on the edit. Now, if you are on the Pro subscription, we obtain the property information report and we research the records and research any liens that might be on that record. So all of that research would be right here on the tab. And this tells you immediately there are liens on the record. True. So yes, there are. So I go down and does it have government liens? True. And then I explain what the lien is. And I can see that there's a 1,300 owed and a nuisance lien. Is there a mortgage? No. Are there any judgments? No. HOA or COA liens? No. Anything else? No. So this record only has one government lien on it for only 1,300, and the surplus was quite high. So yes, this is a record I want to still work with. Now this shows only on the Pro subscription. If you're on the basic or extended, you have to obtain that property information report. You have to locate if there are any documents that mentioned on it that might be liens, and then you have to research those liens to see how much those are, which we have separate videos and also some property information report examples showing you how to research and where to look for the liens. So that is not taught in this video. So now that I've looked at the property information report and researched any liens, now I've decided, yes, this is still a good record. I still want to go after it. So I would want to go to the owner details tab. And we would already have the owner's name and their mailing address in there. And the rest of the fields are for your purpose, for during your research on locating the person. And for this owner research and notes box, I just want to show you over here, if you bring your mouse and click and drag, you can open it up wider so you can do a lot more typing in there. And then when you find good verified information, you can put it in here. And now let's say you have found the person, you found their phone number, and you're ready to contact them, but not today. You want to maybe hold off and you're going to do it another day. What you want to do is change the claim status to contact claimant because you've already located them. The record started out as new. You researched it. You've located the claimant, and now you need to contact them. So that's where you are now. I'm going to choose that and click apply. The difference between the submit and apply buttons: apply will save the record but keep you on the same page. Submit will save the record but bring you back out to the list of all of the surplus records. And those are all really the basic steps that you would do every day. And now we're going to just quickly go through each of the tabs to give you a little more information. Again, we're just on one record right now. We're on that Duval record. When we first created this video, we were using an older version of the online database, but we've updated it since then. So now this is what it looks like currently with the tabs, and we're going to go through each one of them and show you what is there now. So we're on just one record, and it is a tax deed surplus record, not a mortgage one. So if it was a mortgage one, we would be using this tab mainly. So the first tab is record info. And the only thing I want to mention on this page is the record ID. This is a unique ID that is given every time you upload a new list of records. And it's up to you, but in my opinion, this would be good to use for like the client ID or the property ID. Let's say that you contacted the property owner about this surplus and you had to leave a message. You could give them this ID, and if they call you back or contact you back, you could easily look up the record using this ID. And then the next tab is auction details, and this gives you the surplus type, TD or MTG, so tax deed or mortgage. This is a tax deed surplus record. The state, the county, the auction date, and results date. Typically these are the same, but anyone who has been a client of ours for a while knows that if the county does the auction in person, we don't give the results until the next day. So these two dates would be different, but Duval County is an online auction, so these would be the same date and the week number. The search ID is what you would use to create a claim package on the Florida Overbids website, which you get for free if you are a client of taxauctionsurplus.com or surplusdatabasepro.com. You get a free subscription. And let's say I want to create a claim package. I'm just going to copy the search ID number, and on the floridaoverbids.com website, I would go to create claim packages, put in that ID, hit enter, and here is the result. If I click on this, it gives me all the information about that record, and it has the checklist of items that you need to do. And you can also click the PDF icon to print out this list and just keep it handy when you're going through the step-by-step process. And then the TD private ID. This is what you would use if you were going to contact us about this record, because this number, this ID, is what is in our database on our end to match this record. So if you have a question, this is the ID that we're going to ask you for. Now on the figures tab, this gives you the surplus amount, the starting bid, and the ending bid. On the property details, it gives you anything about the property, the tax deed number, the parcel, the physical address, whether or not it's homestead. On the owner details, it gives you the owner name, their mailing address at the time of the auction. And then there are other fields that are for your records, for you to do. If you find their phone number, their verified email address, or a different mailing address, you would put that information into these boxes. On the record research tab, we do provide the Lien Research for those who are clients on surplusdatabasepro.com, and that's where this would show up. It tells you if there are liens, true or false, yes. If there are government liens and which ones they are. Anytime you see a box like this, you can click right here and drag it down to open it up and see all of it. What you're seeing is the research that we have provided. But again, this is only for clients on Surplus Database Pro. If you are on taxauctionsurplus.com, these fields would be blank, but they're there for you to be able to perform your own research and put in the information. The claim status and notes, this is for you to just keep track of, when you contact the client, anything that you've discussed, and for you to change the status of this record. So anytime you import the records, they start out new. And let's say you found their phone number. You've already researched the liens. You're happy with this record. You looked for them and you found their phone number, but you don't want to call them today. Maybe you want to call them tomorrow morning. You would want to go to contact claimant because you've already researched the record. You located the claimant. Now it's time to contact them. So we're going to set the current status at contact claimant. And I'm going to click apply on that. And then the follow-ups tab is for your information that you can put in the date and the description and information of what maybe you've talked to them about or what you need to do. And there are 5 different ones that you can put in. And then again, if this was a mortgage surplus record, all of their information about that record would be here. And now I want to show you a few things about filtering. The record that I just set to contact claimant, maybe I have more than just that one, but right now it's just the one. But let's say I come into my database and I want to see all the records where it says the status is contact claimant. I want to show only the records where we want to find the, you want to put the status is or contains. I'm just going to put contains and I'm going to put contact and click filter. And it's only going to show us that one because that's the only one that I've done so far. Now let's say I want to find all the records where the surplus is over $50,000. First off, if you want to do mortgage surplus records and tax deed surplus records that are over $50,000, you have to do each one separately because the tax deed surplus has a column named surplus and the mortgage surplus has a column named MTG surplus. So first we'll do the tax deed ones. And up here, show only records where I want the field surplus is greater than 50,000, and you don't want to use any commas or decimals. And then click filter. This shows me only the records where the surplus is over 50,000. And then if I want to see the mortgage ones that are over 50,000, I need to go to the field MTG surplus. Greater than $50,000. Filter. And here we go. And now let's say I want to see only mortgage surplus records in Broward County. First thing I'm going to do is clear this filter out. And then I want to put the show only records, the field MTG County right here contains Broward. Filter. And that shows me only the Broward mortgage surplus. Now let's say I only want Broward over 20,000. I'm going to keep this filter in there and then I'm going to add another one. Give it just a moment and another box pops up. I want to choose MTG surplus. That is greater than 20,000. Filter. And here you go.
I want to amend something I said earlier in the video where you had to do the mortgage and the tax deed surplus separately if you wanted to show all of the records where they were over 50,000, because you can do or. So I'm going to change this first one to surplus, which is the tax deed surplus, greater than 50,000, and I'll change this to 50,000 too. Now this should show me all the records where either the surplus, tax deed surplus, or the mortgage surplus is over 50,000. Filter. So here are the mortgage ones, and that did work, and here are the tax deed ones that are over 50K, and that did work. So make sure you just choose and or appropriately for what filter that you're trying to do. And obviously, if you need any help or any suggestions, please contact us and we can walk you through and make special videos for you for any topic regarding the website or the database.